Hello everyone, it's Dana here with Love Soul the Flowers, and I'm excited to do tonight's tutorial. The holidays are over, Christmas and Hanukkah and all that's over, and now we are moving into the new year. And quickly after the new year comes Valentine's Day, and so this is a little bit of a Valentine's Day craft, as well as just teaching you how to make song sheet flowers. So if you are in our group, which is facebook.com/groups/lovesouloflowers, you will see that I posted recently a bouquet that had song sheet flowers, and a lot of people were asking about them, so I thought I would come on and show you all how to make them as well. And so we're going to do them in a couple different sizes. I'm going to show you how to do that and then how to incorporate them with Sola to make a cute little craft. The craft itself actually we made last year. And everyone loved it, so I'm going to show it to you again. And we're also going to use the faux fillers that Love Soul Flowers just came out with. And our website is lovesouloflowers.com. We are having our sale up to 60% off, and you can get that there. I think there's no code needed for this one, so you can go on there. It's up to 60% off. No code needed, I believe. And I'm ready too. It's been a crazy day. Oh, I have a kitten behind me. He stole the show last time too. This is his spot. So when I don't lock them up, but sometimes when I lock them up, they're rowdier than if I just let him sleep. So there he is. He's sleeping for this one again. Hopefully he behaves himself like he did last time and sleeps the whole time. But we're gonna make these flowers. I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, so they are song sheet flowers. I'm gonna make a bigger one and a smaller one. For my project, I needed a smaller one. But I like mixing up sizes the same way in a bouquet with the Sola flowers. I like to mix up sizes. I like to do the same with these as well. So we are going to start. Again, we are still having a sale up to 60% off on lovesouloflowers.com. Okay, so let me show you what we need to do our flowers. So first you need to be able to print off song sheets. So there's a lot of free song sheets on the computer. And this one's actually, this was actually for a bride that I had, so it is her wedding song. But if you're going to do this as like a Valentine's gift for someone, you can do maybe their favorite song or something like that. But you're going to want to print it, and you're going to want it to be as full page as possible, and you're going to want it two-sided. Okay? This is a thick manila paper, so you definitely want to use a cardstock. I run cardstock right through my printer like usual. Of course, you can use different colors. So that's a way to make your flowers colored, is obviously to have your paper colored. Or you could do white or manila and do your ink a different color if you have the capability of changing the sheet music's color ink. So what you're going to want cardstock, heavier paper. So this paper that I'm using is actually, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's actually called linen. It actually is textured, so it makes the flower look really pretty. So it's only textured on one side, and that's the side that I use facing like up where you can see it. And then the other side is flat. But you're definitely going to not want to do this on just paper. You're not going to be able to punch these hearts and everything with just regular paper. It will be a little bit too weak. So you're going to want to use cardstock. Okay, this one I've already started. So what else you need? Where's my big punch? Oh, let me go get my bigger punch real fast. 1 second. Let me see what to say. Do you think resume paper? Jackie, I don't know if I've ever felt how thick resume paper is, actually. I'm not sure. This is like a light cardstock, but strong enough. I mean, it's worth just trying it. If you have the paper around, you might as well do it. Or, you can do too. They have like cardstock that's got like just prints on them, and you can make printed, like that has flowers on them. You can make flowers with flowers or polka dots or things like that. So you could actually do, without it being a song sheet, you could do that. So I have 2 different size heart punches, and the heart punch is the key to making these perfect. I could not cut these just out free-handed and it looked good. So I know that some people who have Cricut machines can do things like this. I do not have one, so I do not know how to use them. But these are super cheap. I got mine on Amazon. It was a couple days shipping. I believe this is a 3-inch one, so my bigger flowers are a 3-inch punch. Okay, it's just a heart punch. And then I believe this one's a 2-inch punch. A wedding invitation would be so cute, Tracy. Or save the dates and things like that. Or your pictures. You can print pictures on the cardstock. It's just a little trickier because you don't want to cut people's faces off and stuff. So doing picture ones is just a little trickier because you got to watch where you're punching. But so this is a 3-inch and this is a 2-inch, I believe. I'm going to make both sizes. If you do want, you know, the capability of obviously doing the bigger, you're going to have to get the bigger size. You can make them smaller with the bigger size. So if you're going to get anything, I would go with the bigger one. But I like having both sizes so that I can mix and match. Again, these are heart punches. This one is, I like this one better. This one is so hard to push. I actually step on it in order to do it. So I put it on the ground and I step on it and it pops the hearts out. This one's nice and easy. I can just go like this. So I have no clue. Yeah, this kitty is always sleeping in the back. This is his spot. But he's really good. I think he's going to remain. He's going to be a good boy, hopefully. So he was good in the last video. So hopefully he's good. He's the spot. So he doesn't care that I'm sitting here doing this. Okay, so I've got my 2 heart punches. I already punched my big ones out because, like I said, I have to step on it in order to make it punch all the way through the cardstock. I couldn't do that on video. So, and I'm going to do the littler ones on video. So as you can see, okay, my hearts, they have double-sided because I made sure that my music was printed. Don't mind me as I dropped all my hearts. Okay. But this is fun for Valentine's too because look, we're doing hearts on hearts to make flowers. So here's my big ones. Again, I think this is considered a 3-inch punch. He's moving around. And then I'm going to do my 2-inch. So let me just show you a good way to punch these out. Okay. So you're going to want to make sure that you are starting where you're getting a lot of the notes in there. So sometimes once we punch through a row, we might have to trim off some of the blank space because we want less blank space. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put it in our punch. This little one, I know I can go 3 across. You kind of need a lot for this project, so as many pages as you can do. I just reprinted my song over and over and over again. I think that it was a 4-page song, and what I did was I ran the 4 pages, and then I ran them back through again to do the back of it, and then I did a couple copies. So as you can see, I'm going across, and then I'm just cutting it so that I can get right up there onto my next row of piano music. You can use books, your favorite books. You can do comic book type things. You can do, you know, story things. You can do hymns. But this was easy because, especially if you're someone who does weddings, she was able to send me her song. And I was able to just print it out on my own. Oops, that one got a little bit to the end there. So this one stores it under here. So I just gotta, now it's big enough. All right, come on. There we go. All right. So I have these. I'm gonna cut some more out. And again, I want to do it where, see how I have like words on the bottom? So I don't really want those to be in my flowers. So I'm going to cut those off so that I can start right up on the music. And we're just going to do this until we have a lot. Now you kind of need a lot of hearts per each flower. And you'll see why in a minute. Because it's kind of layered over each other. And so just keep going. It's not hard, so I'm going to do just this one more page and see if I have enough. If I have to punch more out, I can punch more out, but I think I'm good. And you got to get your hot glue gun going too, because I do hot glue these, okay? It does do a seal that's really good. It doesn't, like, these flowers are really good with the hot glue, and it dries obviously super duper uber fast, so I don't use regular glue. I use, okay. All right, so let me put this to the side. I may need it some more later. I didn't count while I was going. But here we go. We're gonna make our little flowers. I'm gonna do the big one first so you can see it nice and clear. And then we'll move on to the little one. All right, so like I said, I used linen paper. So I'm gonna make sure my side of the linen is facing up. And we're gonna start with 5 hearts, okay? And again, this is for the size flower. I'm gonna compare it to a little bit, or it's like an opened 3-inch solar flower is kind of what it is when it's done. So I'll show it to you obviously when I'm done to show you how big compared to like my hand. But I'm starting with 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna go nice and slow. And I'm gonna take my first heart, and on the right side, I'm gonna put a line of hot glue, okay? So my right side of my heart, I'm gonna put a line of hot glue, and I'm gonna take my next heart and lay it on top so that the hump matches, okay? So let me show you. Okay, so I put glue on the on the right side of my heart, and then put the left side of my other heart on top of it so that it overlaps each other. And I'm gonna go around the circle just like this. I'm gonna put some hot glue again, and I'm gonna lay my heart. Again, I wanna match the humps, and the centers I want all to be, you know, coming in right at the center there. And I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna overlap, and I'm gonna do it till all 5 of my hearts are used. With the hot glue, it dries so super fast. It's so super easy. I like my last one to be where there's a lot of words that maybe I can read a full sentence or something like that. I'm gonna hold it up again in just a second. So, glue. So I do like to make sure that you can see the words there like that. Okay, so I just overlapped the hump to the hump to the hump like that, okay? So now it's a little tricky. I'm gonna fold it up like this, watch. I'm gonna take my sides and I'm gonna fold, and I'm gonna put my one side under the other side so that it overlaps again. Let me show you again. I'm gonna take it like this, and I'm going to put one under the other, okay? So I'm gonna put the glue on the side that's going to be the one that goes on the back, and I'm gonna make sure that those humps match each other. Now you gotta kind of pull it so it's gonna scoop like a cup. And then if any of these stick out a little far, like if I didn't glue, see how like mine sticks out a little bit? I can go back and glue that now. Like if I didn't glue towards the whole edge, just if I wanna tuck that in a little bit. Once you kind of scoop it around into this kind of cupped like thing, you'll see the parts that maybe you missed with glue. Okay, so then I'm gonna take a pencil, and I'm gonna take each hump, and I'm just going to roll it around so that I curve the edge, okay? So I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna roll it back over that, okay? Each one. And the paper is super strong because right now, not only did you have a cardstock, but you also have hot glue in the middle, and you have 2 layers of it. So these are like super duper hardy. They're not floppy at all. So they keep their curl nice. And you've got your outer cup of your flower. Okay, so again, that was 5 hearts. Now we're gonna take 4 hearts, okay? That one doesn't have anything pretty on it. Let's see. 1, that one doesn't either. What did I do? 1, 2, 3. If I need those ones that aren't pretty, I'll use them for my center. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Now we're gonna do 4. So again, on the right side of our one heart, we're gonna match up the humps of the other one so that it matches on the top and our points come together. And we're gonna do 4 of them like this. And again, if you didn't get glue all the way to the edge, once you kind of cup it around, you'll see, and you can kind of just add it at the end. I just do a quick little thing. Okay, so again, now we have this where they overlapped each other. And again, we're gonna take, if I'm holding the scalloped edge towards me, my right side is gonna go over my left side. Okay, let me try that. Let me show you again close. Okay, and I'm gonna just fold it over. So I'm gonna put glue on that side that's gonna be on the back. And I'm gonna glue that. And again, if any of my edges, it's okay if they poke a little bit, so my edges are fine. And I'm gonna take my pencil again, and I'm gonna curl each edge out. Now, when we place this into our first layer, we don't want it to be the same height because it's gonna stick out too far. So we need to trim the bottom just a little bit. Now, I use these clippers because the cardstock is actually pretty strong once the glue gun has hit it. So I'm gonna just trim that down so that it sits in it, okay? If you have strong scissors, obviously you can use scissors too. Now, I'm gonna take some glue and I'm gonna put it around my base, and I'm gonna sit this one into the other. Now I want my little scalloped edges to not be matched up. I want to shift them so they kind of go into the gap of the one before it. Okay, let me let it dry for a second before I show you what I mean by that. Again, the thing with the hot glue is it dries so fast. So do you see how they're not lined up? They're kind of turned a little bit to the side. So that's 2 layers. So that was 5 hearts, 4 hearts, and now we're gonna do 3 hearts. So we make the next one. Okay, so we're gonna do 1. Now the bigger your heart punch, the more layers you can do. So that's why we can start with 5. With the smaller ones, I only start with 4. Okay, so now I've got 3. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take my one side and turn it around to fit into, again, if you have just regular paper, it's a little harder because it's not so strong. And it's harder to kind of be rough with it. Okay. Now I'm gonna clip this down again because of course we want this even shorter now. I clip that, and now I'm gonna curl my edges out with my pencil. And I'm gonna put some glue around. Oh, I need another glue stick. So I think my heart punch is a 3-inch punch. So it doesn't necessarily make a 3-inch flower, but it makes a 3-inch, it's a 3-inch punch. Okay, so now I'm gonna sit this one in. Again, we're gonna rotate it a little bit so that the petals are not lined up. You don't want it lined up because it won't look like layers. As soon as it dries, I'll show you it up close again. So that was 5, 4, 3. So I'm sure you all know what's coming up next. Okay, so as you can see, all the petals of the layers are different. Okay, so now of course we're on 2. Now the further we get on the inside, the harder it is to kind of turn over on itself, but you just keep going. And again, that's why you really need some strong paper. So this one, you're just gonna fold it over on itself, okay? And basically you're almost making just a cone, but this is gonna be the center of your flower, so it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna just clip this down again. If you have the smaller punch like I do, I don't necessarily have to clip it. I could just use a smaller heart to do this 2 center pieces. So let me show you how to do it though if you only have the 1 punch. But if you had a smaller punch, instead of clipping the bottom off, you could just use the smaller flowers as your centerpieces. So this was the 2 flowers. Okay, I'm gonna glue those in. And then we're gonna do our little bitty center, which is just the 1 flower. So again, just gonna push it in there so I can hold it up to you. Show you your layers. Again, you're gonna not wanna kinda layer it, you wanna shift them, okay? So you see there's still a spot for 1 more little center guy, but if you can see all the different layers. So it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we have 1. I'm actually gonna use one of my little heart ones. It's easier to roll them up when they're smaller, but if you were gonna do the same size, you could do it, just cut the bottoms off. But I'm just gonna do this one because it's easier. So I'm just gonna literally roll it. Now I'm gonna just make like a little tube and glue it. I'm just gonna clip it just so it doesn't have a point on it. I'm gonna put some glue on it, and we're gonna put that in as our center. Actually, I need a big one because he's so small he got lost in there. So I take it back. I take it back. I don't want to use the little one. He's too little. So let me go back to my big one and roll it into 1. He went in there so far I couldn't see him. Hiding in there. So I'm back to my big one. Ignore that I did that. I didn't realize he was going to get so lost down in there, but let's cut this one. And you don't have to curl the edges for the center one, okay? There you go. Now he's not so lost. I could push him in there without, he was like disappeared into nothing. And if you have glue strings, or if you get some glue on paper where you don't want it, you can use a heat gun or a hot setting on your hair dryer and kind of peel it off. Again, it's another reason why it's important to have some strong paper. Okay. All right, so that's how I make a big one. I'm gonna make a small one real fast just to show you how to make a small one as well. If you're just joining us, our website is lovesoloflowers.com, and we are having a 60% off sale. You don't need to put a code in there. So our regular Soul Flowers are up to 60% off. So with these little guys, we're gonna do the same thing, okay? Except we're gonna start with 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So you're going to start with 4 hearts. But the process is the same for little and big. But it's better, I love it, right? But it's better to just, instead of trying to like cut your big ones, it's better just to get 2 size heart punches. Just makes it easier. Okay, so this was 4. So our big one, we were able to do 5. This one I started with 4. Again, I want this to be a little baby one. Okay, so that was 4. Then we're gonna go to 3, 2, and 1, the same way as we did last. So we're gonna do 3 hearts. So you put glue on the right side, match up your humps and your points. These are so quick to make, these little guys, because, well, not mean they're little, but also because you don't need as many of the hearts. And so you can pump out these little guys like crazy. I use the littler ones for the boutonnieres. Okay, so that was 3. And I'm gonna just clip a little bit down so that he can go in the outer. Take my pencil and curl it back. These are so cute. These little ones are so cute. All right, that was 3. This is 2. Now again, when you get to these little ones, you just are kind of folding them over. Can't really do too much. Clip the... I'm going to try to curl these just a little bit. The little ones are so cute though. I could make little ones all day long. Except for when you have to make them and then it's not so fun anymore. But again, you can use polka dot paper. You can use any kind of paper. Paper is so fun to use with Sola because, you know, they're both, you know, from a plant. One's obviously from a tree. One is from our Sola plants. But just the sustainable eco idea of it all. And then again, the last one is just one, and I'm just gonna roll the one, seal it, trim it, and this is gonna be my little center. Oh, you do? It matches my new kitchen. It took me forever to get a new kitchen, but it is so worth it, and this matches. It's so fun. Okay. All right. So then that's my little baby. Okay, let me show you. So one of them was a 2-hole punch. Now, if you wanted to make these bigger, you really could. You could do 5, and it would make it a little bit bigger. But for my project tonight, I needed them a little bit smaller. You can't go more than like 5 hearts because then it just touches each other and you can't really get that fold over look. But as you can see, there's a big difference in just the 3-inch punch and the 2-inch punch. So the 2-inch punch ends up being pretty small. I'm trying to think if it doesn't say the measurement on here. It might be even a little bit, it might be bigger, guys. I'll look to see, but obviously your bigger your punch, the bigger the flower. But you can also get kits on Amazon that have multiple sizes in like one kit. They are not very expensive for a couple dollars. Think about how many flowers you could make. And again, these look great with Sola, which is what we're gonna do real fast. We're gonna make a cute little project. And yeah, how fun. So you can make yours, you know, deeper set if you want, but I do like the 3D look when it's in a bouquet. And then I've already got one of these little guys stemmed. So stemming them is not super easy because you got to get through that paper, but you're just going to go through here if you need to make a little nick with a scissor or something like that. But you're just going to take your wire and you're going to keep rotating it until it goes in and put a little hot glue on it, and then that's how you stem it. So we're going to make a quick little Valentine's project with this flower. Okay, so I've got my little stem. I've got my Sola flowers here. These Sola flowers are all smaller ones because I've got a little mini project to do. And then my favorite minis of all are my Roma roses. If you have not used mini Roma roses, buy them now. They're so good with in corsages and boutonnieres and stuff. Really? You know, it's so funny. I just said, I feel like sometimes I look like a kid. If I just wear like a t-shirt, I feel like I look like a kid. But I'm going to tell you guys some secret here. In about a week and a half, on January 11th, I'm going to be 41. So I'm passing my 40 and getting full into the 40s. So I'll be 41 in a week and a half. But I definitely have liked my 40s more than I liked my 20s for sure. And my 30s were better than my 20s. So it seems like we're getting better and better as the time goes on. Oh, no problem. So we're going to make this cute little thing. So I've got 2 of my mini Roma roses. And then I've got a dyed. It's kind of a reddish pink. And then I've got my little song sheets. So I made these last year. You can put, well, thank you, Erin. I appreciate that. Oh, I remember the TV show Blossom. I had every hat that Blossom had. You know, those little hats with the little, they folded up and then they had the little flower, the little flower on them. I loved Blossom. I watched her. But yeah, I had all her clothes for sure. I definitely was an 80s, 90s kid, so. But these are cute. These are, I've tried to find a link for them and I haven't been very successful. But if you find something like this, it's a little kind of cone bouquet holder looking thing. You can put a magnet on the back of these and make these little mini bouquets. And I'm gonna just put some greenery in it first. I'm gonna be using our new fillers. Oh, yes, I do. She's on, I think she's still on TV doing stuff. What's her name? Oh, I can't remember her name. Let me see. I'm going to use the bleached willow. I'm going to put this in the back. I'm going to make it nice and tall. I'm just trimming down the branches so that I have a nice firm piece so that it goes in. I put foam inside of it. Okay. It's so funny how though our kids think we're like ancient. So I have a 14-year-old daughter and she said like the 80s are coming back and the 90s are coming back. And which is so funny to me because when I look back, I think it's just so sad, right? But she said it's super duper coming back, right? Like mom jeans, like the high-waisted and all that stuff. Okay, so I was telling her and she literally said, she called something that I had from the 80s. Oh, I brought out a sweatshirt I actually had from like, I think it was like 1991. She called it like an antique. So she literally took my sweatshirt. She was so excited because it's from the real 90s. I mean, I don't even know why I still have a shirt from the 90s. But she's like, Mom, this is like an antique. It's so retro. I was horrified. It was so depressing. I was like, what in the world? It was really sad. I gotta be honest with you. Because she just thought it was like so cool to have this old thing. Why I have the old thing, who knows? But I'm going to use the bamboo in the back. She thinks she's going to like get money from it being an antique. The kids are crazy. I'm putting in the bamboo leaf. I love the bamboo leaf and these kind of things. I think it really gives it life. If you haven't tried out the new faux fillers, they're pretty great. And of course, I'm filling up with greenery first, and then I'm going to pop the flowers in. Can I look at the blossom? Maybe I can. Maybe. Erin, I'm going to look again. I tried to look on Amazon. I tried to remember where I got them. I feel like I bought them in a store or someone gave them to me or something. But I will look to see if I can find at least something close. So this is the Sage Toned Fern. And I'm going to put these in here. So if I ever do like a blossom dance or something for you, it certainly can't be on this business page, but maybe I will do something funny or fun, maybe for my birthday, in the not business page, in the group, because that's where all the funny stuff goes. This is my serious page. Yeah, Sultan has been really great about getting, you know, some really good faux greenery for those of you who, you know, want to stay on the lower side of the budget and don't want to spend so much for preserved and dried, and also for the flexibility of the faux. So this is the faux here. I don't think I can do it today. And then I'm going to put my flowers. So again, I've got these little mini Roma roses, which are my favorite minis. And I've got 2 of those, and then I've got my song sheet flower that we made tonight. Come on, go down in there. And I'm going to make this a magnet, so I'm not going to make it like 360. I'm not going to put it in the back. I'm going to keep it there. Right, Janice? I do too. And like I see them in pictures, and me and Sultan, we talk about things that we need and we love. And when they come in, it's so exciting. Okay, so here's my little bouquet. All right, so you see, do I need this other one in here? Let's see if I can fit him in here. I'm gonna try to get my other little song sheet guy in here. I'm gonna see if I can get the wire through and get him in. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna put some glue and stem the little one that I made tonight. Just let it have a second to dry. I wonder if my daughter would never do anything like that, but it would be funny. She would so die if she knew that I was doing anything like that. She's like so embarrassed by me sometimes. Okay. So I know that the light is bright. The ring lights are pretty bright, so it sometimes reflects so much that it's hard to see sometimes the whiteness of it. But if you can see, and then you can put these, actually there's a little hanger on this one. I'm actually going to take the hanger off, I think, in a minute. But you can actually have it on the hanger, or you put like a magnet on the back. Or you can use it to like wrap something. I always like stuff like this to put on bigger gifts, like a box of chocolates or something like that, because it's always good to leave a little something of Sola if you're in a business or you're trying to sell it. You should, you know, put this kind of stuff on your packages so that it's like a business card, you know, without having to promote yourself like crazy. But let's see if you can see those flowers again. So the song sheet flowers make it so cute because you can really personalize it to someone's, you know, favorite song. And again, if you want to do them in bouquets, make the larger ones, but the little ones would be cute in there too. Again, if you're going to do pictures, it's a little hard because you want to make sure you don't cut anybody's faces, or when you do it, you morph faces. But any types of designs, it doesn't just have to be piano sheets. It could be book notes. It could be, you know, hymnals, things like that. But the harder paper is easier to work with. If you have to take it from an actual book, sometimes even photocopying it onto the harder paper is the wisest thing to do, just so that you can really bend it and not worry about tearing it. And then also, again, if you wanted it to be color, just do your paper the color. Or if you have the ability to change your ink color when you print, you can do it that way as well. So you could make red roses with the black writing on it. That would look really pretty too. That would have looked pretty in here even. And that's it. So again, get yourself a heart punch. Super cheap, like $5. Amazon will get it to you in a couple days. And if you have a couple different sizes, you could be making these like all day. I know people even sell just these, but they look so great with the Sola flowers too. So paper, burlap flowers, things like that, and Sola is such a good combination, especially if you're wanting to do something really custom, especially for Valentine's and things like that. It's such a cute little thing to do something that is meaningful. So that is that. Maybe like a kid's song, a lullaby, or whatever, if you're going to give your kids something little, if you have girls. But anyway, so that's all. I wish you all a very happy new year, and I'm excited to start another year with you guys here at Love Sola. And again, you know, we will be doing tutorials as much as we can on Thursday nights. Sometimes I have to switch the night just according to my schedule, but we try to do them on Thursday nights as much as I can. And My cat says goodbye to you. Look, he stayed sleeping. He was a good boy for the video because sometimes I don't know what he's going to do. But we just wish you a Happy New Year from all of us at Love Sola here on the East Coast in New Jersey. I'm Dana again. And on the West Coast, Sultan and his family and the warehouse friends over there in California wish you all a very Happy New Year. We thank you for being great customers, and we look forward to doing so much more with you guys. All right, bye everyone.